Welcome to a very special episode of Secret Kitchen. It's powered by PlayUp. And for the first time on Indian TV, we have two cricket teams and they're competing not on the field, but in the kitchen. It's a cooking contest, which is very, very unique. On my right, we have players from the Deccan Charger. We have Kumar Sangakkara, who's going to lead the team. We have Dale Steyn, fast bowler, and Ishant Sharma, another fast bowler. And on my right is, of course, the Pune Warriors, this time being led by DADA, Sourav Ganguly. So soft spot, maybe you may win because, you know, the Bengali connection and what's anything. There's Graham Smith, South African, and Robin Utthappa, who's actually the only one among the six of them who can cook. So that's a great advantage. Okay, and of course we have to introduce our judges. We have Rajat, who is the CEO of PlayUp India, and we have Vikas, who's the chef, who's going to give us a little of the gyan. So we start with our first round. This is the power up round, in which you guys have to boil an egg. It's not as easy as it sounds because apparently it takes some time to boil an egg and it has to be a perfect boiled egg. The two judges are going to taste the egg and tell you whether it's actually a success or not. Have you ever boiled an egg before?
No.
What about when you're playing county? Who did the cooking?
The chief executive.
But Robin, you have an interest in food.
Well, yeah, I enjoy it. Every time my mom cooked at home, I always sit on the kitchen counters and watch her make some stuff. So
okay.
I picked up a few things. Hopefully, they will be useful.
The highest paid player, the best cook.
What about you, Graham?
I've boiled an egg before. I don't know if it was that good, but I tried. Made an attempt.
Okay. Okay, and now what about the Deccan Chargers? Sanga, have you ever cooked at all?
I've cooked once, but then was never asked again. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Were you sober when you were cooking?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
What about Ishant?
No, not really.
No? Khana kha sakte ho na?
I can
What's
eat,
your favorite dish?
obviously, Rajma Chawal, North Indian.
Okay. And Dale, fast bowler, fast cook?
No, that's why I got a girlfriend. She doesn't.
It's on TV, so you know you may not have such a good reception after she gets to hear this. What is a breakfast dish in your part of the woods?
Well, back in Coog, we have something called as ottis and pudgy, we call it.
Okay.
Pudgy is basically a peanut chutney, which is made with a lot of imli. And otti is basically rotis made out of rice.
Okay.
They're mashed up together with rice powder and cooked rice. Okay. And then that's the staple breakfast meal in
I have a
Coog.
feeling that my job is under threat because this guy can definitely take it over. Dada, breakfast for you, of course, is luchi torkari.
No luchi torkari.
No luchi torkari?
No. Luchi torkari once a while, but breakfast depends where I am and what I'm doing. If I'm playing regularly, then breakfast can be anything. And if I'm not, look at these tires, it has to be
Look at
something
this.
different.
This is a tire, that's not a tire. What about you, Graham?
I think it's just pretty much like any other Westerner, you know.
Steak.
No. My cholesterol
Zebra
levels.
steak.
Steak and breakfast?
Yeah, I think in South Africa people love
Yeah,
it.
they eat steak at breakfast.
But I think I try and keep my weight like that under control. You know, cholesterol and stuff. So just general stuff, some cereal or some toast. And
What is the meal that you guys would love to eat but you can't because of the dietary restrictions? Let's start with Ishant. Something you'd love to eat but can't because it's too fat, too rich, too whatever.
In the breakfast or generally?
Anything.
I think the butter chicken.
Oh, butter. Lots of butter. Huh? What about you, Sanga?
Well, nothing much really. I've been lucky, don't put on much weight, so I
So you pretty
love.
much eat. What's your favorite food?
I love Sri Lankan rice and curry really. I like
Chicken
a lot
curry.
of lots of other things. It's not the only curry
String
we make,
of a
but
biryani.
it's yes, all of those things. Yes, you're
What
very
about
well
you?
informed.
Dale?
Favorite meal?
Yeah.
I'm a meat lover, hey? So
Cooked by a girlfriend, mother.
I'll cook it myself. Do it on the fire, then I'm happy.
So you're good at barbecues but not at boiling eggs.
No, I've never boiled an egg.
How do you vary your diet? Because it's the same kind of food wherever you go.
yeah, I mean it depends where you are in the world, I guess. You know, and most of the guys here have travelled quite a bit, so you know when you're touring a country what to expect. So when you arrive in the hotels, you generally go through the room service menu and you see what you like and what you don't like and what works for you. I guess having like a buffet in your hotel makes a big difference, especially in India. You can go and try a few different things and maybe experiment a little bit more when you got the chance, when you're not playing as much. But yeah, I think most of the guys will probably have their own routines that they're used to after traveling so much.
Really?
There's a chicken trying to get out of there.
I have a feeling. I think that's done. I have a sneaky suspicion it may be done.
So you lied to us before we started.
I didn't say anything. I did not say anything. Now you're accusing me.
Right at the 10 minutes ago suddenly.
Look at that. It's perfect. And do you like spicy food?
I didn't. When I started touring India the first time, I think I was 21 or 22, I didn't like spicy food, but 8 years later, I'm craving spicy food, you know. It's something that you've got used to over the years, and you know, even when I go home now, you're looking for a bit more spice, a bit more chili, you know, because we spend so much time here, you get used to eating the food.
So this is like the Pune Warrior boiled egg, and this is the Deccan Charger boiled egg. How hard boiled are you? We should hand them over. There. This one's better, huh?
Without a crack.
Without a crack. So do we give this round to Pune Warriors? Well, from what it looks like, huh? From what it looks like, huh? Oh, this one isn't cooked. Don't cheat.
I think they can charge me.
It's 1-0. Okay, we go on to our next round, which is called Next Wicket. This one is for making an omelette. Now, this is entirely up to you guys. What do you want to put in your omelette?
Robbie, it's all yours.
I like the way that the captain has designated one player to do everything, and that's what's happening. Over here, it's a team effort. There's oil as well and butter. There are two different techniques being used. This side has mixed all the spices and all the mixes into the egg. Here, they're making the mixture first and then going to mix it to the omelette, I guess. So what is your favorite omelette, Sanga?
I like just regular plain omelette. I'm not a great fan of putting a lot into my omelette.
Okay.
You put it in the cheese. Really?
Remember, the person whose kitchen you blew up is watching this now as well. And then what happens when you go back home? Man after good?
Yeah,
Okay, so you got to now fold it.
So you've got to fold it. Put some cheese in there before you fold it, I reckon.
He didn't wash his hands. He didn't wash his hands. Graham says that he should be like docked points.
Eat the part of it. Don't eat the cheese then.
Yeah. What cheese?
Well, just cheese, I think I'm putting in. I hope it's cheese.
So this is going to be a very close call because both omelettes look extremely impressive. Is that more satisfying than a half century? No. More satisfying than hitting a four?
Let me just fix this egg.
There's so much concentration. You flipped it. Brilliant. That's a perfectionist. Well done. Adversity. You've bowled him out.
This is like your whip through mid-wicket.
Want to get this right.
Okay, he's adding cherry tomatoes as garnish. He's put a garnish. You haven't put a garnish. I haven't put a garnish. It's about the omelette, sir. It's not about the...
It's all the taste, I reckon. It's not bad.
The taste. Okay. Pune Warriors wins this round. So it's a tie, 1-1. The competition is at a very crucial stage because both teams are 1-all. The Pune Warriors have made an excellent omelette and they have fought back against the Deccan Chargers and they are 1-all. We've got the next round, which is called the play-up round, and in this we're going to make a poha. Now, we've got a list of ingredients with me, and I'm going to give the teams the recipe for this poha, and they have to make the poha. Now, there are lots of ingredients kept in front of them. Some of the stuff is on the menu, which is on the list of the recipe, and some are actually fake. And it's a very, very famous, very simple breakfast dish. There's a quiet confidence of Robin Utthappa, which I like. What about you guys? He is Asafoti eater. He's Asafoti eater. He's not there. You know. Just use whatever's there. Huh? And here we're already ahead of the game. We're warming up the olive oil. You can just do whatever you want. It has to be an interesting poha which these guys will like.
Green chili, yes.
This is something you're familiar with, this sound.
That's mustard seed. Sorry, give me the onion.
See, there are two different ways of going about this. Here there's one person doing all the work and just instructing everyone, and here it's more of a team effort. Have you had poha before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I love poha.
Okay. What about you, Sourav?
Yes, I've had it before. I like South Indian dishes.
And you? This is the first time for you? I think you should taste some before you send it over to the judges.
Just watching Robbie.
He will like it actually.
This I think is going a little overboard. I think lower the flame. Yeah. Yep. Now put in onions. Just burning, huh?
Yeah,
put it in. Yeah. Okay. Onions. There's more confidence in this and there's less fear. What is a normal Sri Lankan breakfast?
Why is that?
It's basically could be anything from string hoppers to hoppers, Indiappam and appam, and
With?
milk rice with anything, with chicken curry or
Leftovers.
meat or fish. No, actually you cook it fresh in the morning,
Okay.
and it's really.
So it's an elaborate meal.
Yeah, it's a pretty elaborate meal, but it's really tasty.
Okay. So Sanga is really following the recipe, while I think Robin is. Okay.
12 grams of chili.
We have fire extinguishers, don't worry. And everything is going to be taken on camera, so.
That's good.
Yeah, that's PM. If you mix it up. Are you doing a little ad-libbing yourself, or are you going according to the recipe straight away?
According to the recipe.
Okay. How would you make poha at home? Is it something similar to this?
I've never made poha before.
Okay. But you eat
But
it
we make it. It's not. It's not spicy down south.
We don't have.
It's more sweet.
Okay.
With a lot of coconut in it and all of that.
This is more of a Maharashtrian
Yeah, this is
version.
Maharashtra.
Okay. And the poha, of course, has been soaking for 10 minutes. If you want the recipe, it will be online, but I think you guys are watching the show more than just for the poha. You're watching it for the... And it has to be soaked before it's cooked. And you guys are racing ahead.
Robs, you're a star, man.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
So now you know if your team bus is somewhere or the team plane has broken down and you guys need to eat, who to turn to, right?
That is one side. And this is also Rob's biggest advertisement of how good a husband he can be.
Yes, of course. So this man can cook really well.
So lay your hands on him.
Absolutely. See, Dada is doing all the... Dada is doing all the publicity. Just don't... Are you going to have... Don't have poha in your wedding, please. Any good at all? Good. Number 3. Fine. Salt okay?
Bit spicy.
Spicy? Perfect. Spicy and perfect. Rajat, what do you think?
It's spicy. It's good. That's taking charge.
Is it spicy as in sweat coming out of your...
No, I think it's
Forehead?
I think it's good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Chef?
Very nice. It's got a little bit of sugar.
That's Pune Warriors. I think both judges are biased one way or the other.
It's going to be a tough one, this one.
Yeah. See, both of you are great cooks. Both teams are great at making poha at least.
Yeah.
Spicy. It's well balanced.
So we'll go with this one. This is Pune Warriors.
Pune Warriors goes into lead